Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is eggnog. It's from Aldi's, one of their holiday flavors. It's very good. And I'm going to have some great value Italian sweet cream in there instead of the chocolate. So it's not raining, but it's pretty cloudy today. We're going to have a high of 55, which will be nice. And I should get over my mom's today, but I'll see how the morning goes. And we'll just see what happens. So I still have some, things to clean up, things that are sitting around here and there that have been sitting around for a while because I don't quite know where to put them or what to do with them. And setting up things in a different way because I pulled something out of one space and to use in another space. It's always an ongoing thing. So the fella that did my roof and my windows, he's a contractor, and I didn't know if he did indoor work or not. So right now he's doing my daughter's siding on her house. And he's also the fellow that's going to be doing my deck. So I asked my daughter to ask him if he, had any interest or if he could do my downstairs bathroom, my basement bathroom that had that leak, and now the wall needs to be replaced and I need a new vanity and sink. And I didn't think he did indoor work, but yeah, he said he's interested, so I'm really happy about that. So it's really hard to find good people that actually show up, and he's always been really reliable. And he's a really nice guy. I really like him. So I'll be setting up something with him in January too, because I can't leave that bathroom that way. I mean, there's no big hurry to get it done, but, at least I know that he's a possibility that he can do it. And I want to catch him before he gets really busy with his roofing business, because that's mainly what he does, is roofing. And he did a super job on my roof and my neighbor's roof. So it's always nice to find a handyman, even if you have to pay him. It's nice to find a reliable, reasonable, because he is very reasonable, handyman to help you out, especially as you get older. So we'll see how much he quotes me. I know price-wise, he's always reasonable. He was the best price on the deck and on the roof and on the windows too. And I was going to hire him next year anyway to replace a couple more windows, but I'll have to put the windows on hold until I can gather up a little bit more money. So cheers. So that's good news. It's very good with the sweet cream. Let's see what else is new. Yeah, the Christmas stuff is moving along, and I don't have too much to do. I'm waiting for one more gift, and then I need to get a gift of food. I want to make a food basket, but I have to wait until it's a little closer to the holiday to do that. So, and then that'll be that. It'll just be let the festivities begin. So, yeah, I think I'm going to maybe go see my mom today. I know the only other thing I have going this week is breakfast with a friend on Wednesday. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on this morning. It looks like it might rain, but it's not as gloomy as it was yesterday. So, all right, well, anyway, I will meet you over there at the budget book that is very red. Okay, here I am back at the budget book. Well, yesterday, believe it or not, I didn't spend any money. So, yay. Well, if I go to my mom's today, though, I'll take her shopping. And I do have a little list. So I will need to buy a few things. Not much. I forgot to buy a calendar for next year. I always buy one early, but I have one, but not to hang up. So I need to get a calendar, and I need to get batteries because I have a lot of flameless candles that I want to light on Christmas Eve. And a lot of the batteries that I've had are, cheap batteries that really don't work anymore, so I need some fresh ones. So I'll put fresh batteries in all my flameless candles, and then I'll let those burn all night. Well, all evening for the Christmas Eve. I think that'll look very, very nice. So I'm going to do that. So I will spend money today if I go to my mom's. Otherwise, I probably will not go to any stores, and I probably won't spend any money. So, yeah, I'll be very happy when all this Christmas spending is done and over with. And I know I could say, yes, I'm going to be very frugal, and I'm only going to, buy this or buy that, or not buy this and not buy that. But, to me, Christmas is the one time of the year where I do entertain my family, sometimes for a birthday too, but, I want to make it nice. I want to make the food really good, and, a lot of times a feast is, of course, or a festivity is all about the food. So, not that I'm, having fillets and lobster tails or anything like that, but, I want to make it nice. I want my family to enjoy the meal, and it's just a time of the year where I spend. That's what I do. But I'm still trying to do it within my means. So that's why I'm making lasagna. That's never super expensive. The sides that go with lasagna are not super expensive. So it'll be fine. But I am tired of spending money. It's like an overload, when you know that you want to make it nice, and not that you can't make it nice on a super cheap budget. You can. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube videos where people make meals from the Dollar Tree, or, discount food that they buy, and they make really tasty, good meals. So nothing wrong with that. In fact, I admire people that do that. And I know how to cook on the cheap. I mean, I've been doing it for years. You guys all know that. So now I've been thinking about starting another freezer cook down. I don't know if I will do it consistently for a whole year, but, let me know in the comments below what you think. I know some of you are not much into cooking, especially vegetarian cooking, but the way I cook, you can always use meat instead of the meat substitutes that I do. But anyway, let me know in the comments below if there's any interest in that. I know a couple of you have said that you enjoyed that, and actually I did too. So, and a lot of times I share my meals anyway. So, yeah, maybe I'll do that this coming up year. since it's the beginning of a new year and I need to tighten the belt anyway, so I can save some money that way. And it's fun for me to challenge myself just to see how far I can go with what I have, without having to buy anything new. Because I've gone through, several periods where I did no spends or very low spends, either or. So I may do that. I think I'm going to start that again in January, at least low no spend, and get back to that part of my budget. So, okay, how are you guys doing? Did you blow up the budget like I did this year? Or, I didn't, I didn't rack up a bunch of debt. That I didn't do. So I still tried to do it within my means, but I certainly haven't saved a penny. Other than the Christmas fund, I did save for Christmas, so that was very helpful. And I'll continue to do that from now on as long as I can. So, okay, that's it on the budget book for today. I'm finishing my morning coffee here. Cheers. Going to get ready and go to my mom's and just visit. She said she doesn't need anything from the store. Yay! So anyway, I got the results from my York test, the food sensitivity test. And it's like, I'm kind of shocked. All the foods listed on there, I have no sensitivity to except for 2. I have nothing that I'm almost a little bit sensitive to. There was none of that, so it was highly sensitivity and no sensitivity. So I don't know. Now, they did say that you have to be eating the foods in order to be reactive to them. And a lot of the foods on there I don't eat, like meat-related foods. There wasn't any problem with dairy. There wasn't any problem with gluten. But there was, from between 20 and 100 is how they gauge how sensitive you are. So the 2 things that I was sensitive to were yeast, who knew, and cranberry. Well, I haven't had cranberry, so I don't know where that came from. But I was surprised about the yeast. I was thinking, oh, it's going to be gluten or, something like that. But, and I eat bread every day. Bread is one of my very favorite things to eat. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is find some bread recipes that aren't made with yeast and see if that makes any improvement. But the cranberry, that really was like, well, where in the heck did that come from? I haven't eaten anything cranberry. So, I don't know. Well, I take that back. When we were at Costco, my daughter and I, they had these little brie bites with brie and cranberry, tiny little things. And as a matter of fact, I bought some of those for Christmas Eve. And they had them like cut in half. And maybe it had 1 cranberry in there. There was hardly any filling in them. Because my daughter and I, we both said, these aren't that good. And it's like, I know, and I bought those for an appetizer, but I'll still serve them. People can put more brie cheese on there if they want. But, so maybe that's where it came from. But, it was just such a minuscule little piece. And that was, actually, that was after. I ate that after I sent in the test. So I hadn't eaten cranberries at all. So I was very, very, very surprised at the results of the test. But I do eat a lot of bread. I've always eaten a lot of bread. So I guess what I'll do is try and I'll freeze the bread I already have, and then I'll try and find a recipe. If any of you have a recipe for good bread that's without yeast, that kind of tastes like bread, let me know in the comments below. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that make like gluten-free bread that doesn't have yeast, but apparently the gluten isn't the problem. So anyway, I don't know. They had a lot of stuff on there, not everything, of course. And like I said, a lot of the stuff I don't eat. So, who knows? But anyway, I thought that was interesting. I'm sure getting a more professional test would probably be a little more revealing, because this one was pretty basic, I'd say. So, but my daughter-in-law did give my granddaughter the test, and they found out that she has somewhat of an allergy to dairy. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that I got the test results, and we'll see what happens. But I'll try and not eat bread and see if I feel any better. And if I don't, I'll probably just go right back to eating bread. So, all right, I gotta get dressed. I gotta go visit my mom. She's having a hard time putting up her little Christmas tree, so I'll help her with that and just visit. And hopefully she doesn't need anything from the store. But I do have a couple of prescriptions that I should drop off at Walmart. Still debating if I want to take that medication. I didn't like the side effects that they had listed. So I still have to think about that. And the other medication that she recommended, I actually have some in my stash. So, but I might still fill that prescription just to have it around in case I need it in the future, because I have taken that medication a couple times. And it's something that you take for a month, a couple times a day, and then you stop. So it's not something that I'm going to be on forever. Now, if there was something that was going to save my life and I needed the medication, yeah, definitely I would take the medication. But if it's something, yeah, you can take it or not, my choice is always I don't want to take it. I like going the holistic route much better. And I'm still going to look for a holistic doctor. Maybe see what else I can do. And I have actually a couple books that are on holistic medication. So maybe I should dive more into that. So all right, well, time for me to go get dressed and go to my mom's. And the weather's nice, so I don't have to battle with snow. All right, well, I'll be back later. Okay, here I am back home. I just had dinner. I ate some like Knorr noodle thing and made an impossible sausage with it and threw in some winter mix, which is broccoli and cauliflower, and it was really good. So the pasta mix was very soupy, but it would have made a great soup. So I have a little left, and I'm going to eat it as a soup tomorrow. So I went to my mom's, and she was struggling with her little tiny Christmas tree. And it used to be a bigger Christmas tree, and all she did was save the top portion of it, because the big Christmas tree was just getting to be too much for her. I mean, it wasn't a huge tree to begin with, but it was just too much for her. So she saved the top, and she's using that as her little Christmas tree. And she was putting it on a table with a real pretty tree skirt and everything. And I felt bad for her. She had this huge stand that was kind of made for a bigger tree, and it was awful. It had like 3 legs and real wobbly. The legs kind of come out, and and the stem on the fake Christmas tree is only like this big around. So in a real tree, of course, you're dealing with something like this. So I kept telling her, throw that away. It's a piece of junk, and it really is. No, I used to get it to work, but, and that just kind of got me thinking that, sometimes spending money on something that's useful, even though you have something that you can maybe jerry-rig into working, I thought, your time is worth some money too. At least that's what I think. So, I mean, if you're fooling around with a Christmas tree stand for hours, throw it out and get something that works. At least that's my philosophy. Not everything, needs to be from 100 years ago. So, but anyway, I rigged up. She had this big, it was like a big tall vase that I think might have been used as an umbrella stand. It was ceramic, and it was a heavy ceramic vase. I'll call it a vase. And I thought, that might work. She could put the tree skirt around it, and then we can put the Christmas tree with the branches. It can sort of just sit on top of this vase. And that worked great, because she was always saying to me, oh, would you like to have this vase? She got it from her neighbor who broke down her house because she went into assisted living. So she was giving a lot of things away. And my mom always loves to get things for free. So anyway, this vase has been sitting in her garage now for, at least 3 years, I would think. And, I didn't have a use for it. I said, no, not really. I can't use it. I don't need it for anything. So there it sat. So I went on the hunt for some sort of heavy ceramic bottom that I could use, and she didn't have anything else. So I ended up using that vase, and it worked out great. I said, look, it's very stable. You can still use your pretty tree skirt. So that's what we did. So I went home, and, I said, now you can decorate your tree. That'll give her something to do, because sometimes she's, she says she's bored. So she says, it's not like I don't have anything to do, I just don't feel like doing it. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I really do, I get it. So I helped her put up her tree, and she was happy, and I was happy that we got the tree put up. But boy, that Christmas tree stand, oh my gosh, that was like the worst designed Christmas tree stand I've ever seen. So anyway, then I came home and just made myself something to eat, and it was pretty much the end of the day. And I didn't do anything here at home other than made a little dinner. It was kind of an instant dinner. Didn't take very long, just using what I have, which is what I'm going to start doing, especially starting in January. I just want to not go shopping. So, yeah, and then I was really surprised about that in-home food sensitivity test. I was expecting all these boxes ticked off, I shouldn't eat this and I shouldn't eat that, and it came up with yeast and cranberries. So, I kind of, I kind of am not real trusting of that test, because there were a lot of different things listed on there, and those were the only two things that triggered. So, but like I said, I do eat bread once or twice a day, yeast bread. So I'm going to try and, cut back or cut out the bread for a week or two and see if that makes me feel any better. We'll see. And, it could be that, and it could be, could be the gallbladder thing. So I'm not sure. I have to do a follow-up, but I'm going to wait until after Christmas, and then I'll schedule some more doctor's appointments, because I'm kind of sick of them right now. This test and that test, and then do this test, and with really no particular results, where it says, this is what's wrong with you, or this is wrong and we need to follow up on that. It's not even that. So, and I know it's not all in my head, because my grandpa, he had a lot of GI issues too. He couldn't eat strawberries. Whenever he ate strawberries, he even ended up in the hospital with a bleeding ulcer. So, but strawberries don't seem to bother me. But for me, I could see if it is yeast. A lot of things have yeast in it. So, I was expecting it to say, gluten or wheat, but no, it didn't show up. So I guess that's a good thing, because I do like pasta, and there's possibility that I could find a recipe for a bread that doesn't use yeast. You can make bread with baking soda and baking powder instead of with yeast, and that'll make the bread rise too. It's not as good, I like that yeasty flavor that it gives to bread, but we'll see. So I'm going to, I got a lot of bread now. I just bought bread not too long ago, so maybe I'll finish that and then start and see what happens. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, yeah, it rained almost all day, but it was a warm rain, so it wasn't that cold, blasting, winter mix kind of rain. It just rained. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share. And thanks for watching.